Summertime. 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 Can't just sit. Can we get like a copyright thing for that? Summer's pretty much here, man. And so, hence the bucket hat, which I'm a huge fan of. Everyone thinks they're goofy, but I really dig a good bucket hat. And dude, I'm forgetting who sent me this. This is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I think it comes out like once a year. It's called Burton Baton IPA from Dogfish Head. Just incredible. Please, if you sent me this, forgive me for not remembering. Email me. I just want to thank you again. So, I'm thinking with cigar reviews, we'd do something good for a summer morning. Spring, summer morning, right? And I'm thinking it's this. The Privada exclusive HVC 500. I was just with Rainier in Vegas. Very fun guy. We had a great time. Johnny, did you get the new? Oh, by the way, if you have a Cigar Privada cutter, it is now a collector's item because we will never make one of these again. So I haven't been thrilled with the quality. No pun intended, because that's the name of their company. But I haven't been thrilled with the quality, and we won't be making this cutter again. So if you have one, cool, man, keep it. Put it in the closet and save it for another time. I guess we are reviewing, right? Johnny Taquitos is not feeling well, and I did ask him if he wanted to go home. He said no.
Gotta work through it.
Honey, little Graham, a lot of floral. Cedar all day. I'm in love with the New Air, man. I'm just being spoiled by this thing. I'm putting all my cigars that I'm gonna smoke like within like 30 days in there. I don't want to get too much of that cedar because it does change things a little bit. It adds a layer of flavor that's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I'm in love with that New Air. So shout out to New Air for hooking us up. And yeah, it's been a while now, and I can honestly say I don't know how I lived without it. We're toasting the foot surgically.
You covered the cold draw? You did, right?
I did not cover the cold draw. Thank you, Johnny.
Were you an amateur, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm just having a good morning. Summer's here, dude. This is a great summer morning cigar.
Really?
I think so.
I associate lighter cigars with summer morning, so...
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, but I like the size of it.
She said.
How about a brunch?
Okay.
This is a great brunch cigar, right? After breakfast, after lunch. Still early in the day. Now, I don't remember anything about this cigar other than Rainier to, bro, it smells like a Cuban, bro. I'm a little dry on the... He said it's so creamy, man. This size in particular is very creamy. I love this size. This is what they call a Rothschild. A little smaller than a Robusto.
I enjoyed that smoke. That was good.
Cream, graham, honey, black pepper on the retro. It is smooth. It's smoother than I remember it. There's cedar there. There's also like a kind of almost an overly roasted peanut. Roasted peanuts with a little bit of sugar. Creamy as all hell. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna back down from it. I think this is, even though it's not a Connecticut, you know, I think it's a good morning smoke after you've eaten, or if you're having a beer for breakfast.
I like the morning, the brunch thing.
The brunch, yeah. I like to have a beer for breakfast sometimes, especially in the summer. In the summer when I have nothing to do that day. This is out of control. It is, 10% ABV. It's gonna be a good morning over here. Morning, top of the morning to you. Well, it's what, like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 10 a.m.
It is somewhere around there. Yeah, it's 10:54. Oh crap. That was later.
So this IPA I'm having, it was very creamy and it's also very fruity. So it's not giving me too much of the bitter.
I'm surprised you're having an IPA this morning with cigar.
I know, and also, just throwing it out there. This cigar is totally different than I remember it. Like, I'm sure if I went back and look at the tasting notes like I did with the Red Laugh, like a lot of the same tasting notes are there, but it's just, it's been a while. It's like reuniting with an old lover, an old flame.
They taste different.
They do taste different.
Where you been? This is terrible.
What do you think of my summer outfit?
Pretty summery.
I love this shit. This is a John Gotti outfit right here.
John got it, really?
Yeah, I stole the outfit from him. Great picture of him down on Mulberry Street wearing something very similar to this. Okay, so we're not even a quarter of the way in yet. What do we know about this cigar? We know it's a Habano. We know it comes from Aganorsa. We know it's Rainier from HVC Master Blender, incredible. We know that this one has at least a year and change on it now. I don't remember when it was exactly in the club, but I know it was at least like 9 months ago, and I had held on to it for a while first, so. A lot more roasted peanut than I remember. You guys won an award. It'll be announced soon. Pretty cool. The actual mainstream industry, the industry before us. A couple things I want to talk about is that we won an award, and that is as much your award as it is mine. You guys created this. You guys guide me. You guys make this what it is. Hashtag we are Privada. So that's pretty cool. It's nice to get recognized for our work, right? We're changing cigar culture, period, end of story. Other thing I want to tell you about is I was at a meeting with a very large company in our industry, and they were talking about demographics. And they were going over demographics, what the big demographic of people who buy, all the stuff that I don't ever think about or talk about. But Clark, on the other hand, loves to investigate the data. And it was just the day prior that I got something from YouTube, and then Clark did some investigating on our end, saying that basically, if you don't know what demographics are, they're basically the age group of the people. There's more. There can be more to it than that, but for us, it was just age. It had nothing to do with age and country, which is mostly here, and age was 25 to 45. That is our demographic. The big company's demographic doesn't start until 50 typically. Now, I know some of you that are with us are in your 50s, and God bless you. Thank you for being with us. And we're not excluding anyone by age. I'm just saying this is the data that was handed to me. And then to go to this meeting and for them to be like, wow, you guys are doing so amazing. The club is doing so well. The members seem so happy. They're such a great group. It's crazy how you've gotten all these people who don't use social media to use social media. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And they're like, well, our demographic is, and the industry's demographic is this. And I was like, I didn't say anything, but we have a whole different audience. Like, we are an entire new group of cigar smokers that are exploring the culture and a passion for cigars. And I think that's really cool. We're going to get some really great results with that.
Where do you go so far?
Johnny, this is like smoking like your favorite peanut butter.
Nice.
If it had a good roasted,
Okay.
I feel like Jif has a good roasted roasted vibe going on, right? Vibes, bruh. How about this collectible ashtray from Room 101? Isn't that cool?
I loved it. I did some B-roll on it the other day.
Looks great with the set.
Where you at now? Second, third?
We're an inch and a quarter, inch and a half in, so yeah, we're in the second third. That ash is holding on beautifully.
Yeah.
Getting a dark gray ash up top, which is weird because I keep looking at the burn line and the ash is almost white gray, but then it gets dark gray as it moves on. There's some patches of white in there. Again, that just has to do with the nutrients in the soil and the combustibility, which I believe this to be very combustible. It's been aged well over a year, and I had this one in a nice new air at perfect conditions. 64 on temp and 67 on humidity. So okay, so here's what I'm getting. I'm getting that roasted peanut thing. I'm also getting, by the way, the smoke is maybe as creamy as smoke can possibly get. I'm getting some phantom flavors of baking spices. I don't want to put that on the record. I'm just saying it's reminding me of some very nutmeggy kind of things, but I wouldn't say if I was doing an actual written review that there was nutmeg in this. I'm just getting these phantom flavors of things. There's a muffin kind of thing going on here, like a bran muffin, breadiness. There is cedar, there is a sweetness, and then there's this, it started out as black pepper, it's turning to white pepper, but it's extremely satisfying even for someone who loves a full-bodied cigar.
We talking about the dry yet?
Mm. Jesus, I'm shocked at how good this is. I don't remember being quite this good. Like if I was giving number scores out, this is so far hitting on like a 93, 94 kind of thing for me. Whereas I remember it being like a 90, 91, which is still great. I think the cigar in other Vitolas has also scored very, very well. So it's a great blend. That's why I got it for you guys. Johnny Taquitos was on my case about having an IPA while doing a cigar review. And I'm sure some of you out there would probably feel that way. You know, I want to keep it fun. I want to also smoke the cigars the same way you guys do on these reviews. When I do the review for the club, when I'm writing about it, I'm not eating or drinking anything for hours beforehand. So I think in these reviews, I'd like it to be more fun. I'd like to smoke them in scenarios that you guys will probably smoke them in. To which I must say that this IPA is not very bitter at all. It is very fruit forward. It's oaky. In fact, I think it was aged in oak barrels. It has a little bit of that grapefruit thing up front, but it's very sweet. It's also a little woody and it's bready as well. And it is just pairing so well with this. It's almost like peanut butter and bread with a little bit of fruit in there. So I'm just thoroughly impressed at how good this is, and I love this Vitola. You know, I'm not a person that likes to smoke for 2 hours. I see some reviewers talk about, you know, smoke times of 2.5 hours. I'm like, whoa, you know, you have nothing else to do? Like, seriously, Jesus, good 2.5 hours. I mean, good for you if you have that kind of time to dedicate to smoking a cigar. And at night, I could see that. But this is a solid, I think this is going to end up being, it is combusting very slowly, which is nice. with a Habano that is probably a little less humidified than what most people's humidors are. I dropped about 2 degrees. You asked about the draw. The draw originally was a little firm, and I do remember, Rainier rolls with a little bit of a firm draw, and it's complementing the cigar and the flavors very, very well. The thing to remember about a firm draw is you're going to typically get a better burn line. You're going to get a good combustion. It's not going to wave as much. And you're also going to be able to get nuanced flavors out of cigars that would probably be very full-bodied otherwise. I'm also getting a floral note that gets a little fruity at times as well. Johnny, can you get a close-up on that ash? Is that possible? Whenever you're done texting your friends and whatever else you're about your CrossFit or some deadlift competition, can you see that? Can you see the different colors in the ash?
Yes.
Maybe if I put it in the light like that. So here's something that I'm noticing about this that plays into Min Ron Nee's theory on ash, okay, which is a big topic in cigars. I told you before that I noticed that there was white ash around the burn line, and then the ash would turn dark gray. And so what I'm noticing is it's like zebra striping, okay? And so I realized what's happening is when I'm taking a puff of this cigar, the ash is white. When I'm letting it sit and I'm not puffing the cigar, the ash is dark gray. So I think that really plays into what Min Ron's saying about combustibility. The ash will get whiter the hotter the smoke is. So, interesting. Okay. We're now getting a charred cedar. We're getting a purple floral note. With that cream is just, it's so rich. This is definitely going in the retirement cooler. I'm definitely saving a couple bundles of these. This is a great anytime smoke. The wood, the cedar is almost effervescent. I'm getting something on the tongue that would, I typically call that a salt or a mineral. Again, creamy. It is a perfect Habano cigar. This is the type of Habano that I would bring to Cuba with me and show them, hey, this is, what some of the New World cigars can taste like. It is not overbearing in any way. I remember in the beginning, when we first got this cigar, it burning a little bit hot at this point, if I'm recalling correctly. It is not burning hot. I don't remember quite as much nuance in this as I'm getting now, and I'm just really, really impressed with this thing. I think as time goes on, this will age dramatically, and I think at some point in 5-10 years from now that this will be like close to perfect. Yeah, so still getting a little bit of that roasted nut thing. It's not quite as peanutty anymore. It's also not quite as salty. It's just a charred cedar with some floral notes, creamy, a little minerally, and then it's got this, I guess, yeah, purple floral, like a violet kind of note in there, which is really, really nice. So we're past the halfway point. We're going to come into the final third here. I will touch back with you when we get into the final third, but I wanted to bring that ash color to your attention. Really, really nice. Also getting like a vanilla root thing. vanilla bean. What's that?
I'll probably change her towards the end.
Sure. For a little guy, it surely changes. It's quite complex and dynamic. You might notice I blow on cigars. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah.
I do that because the cigar flavors are gonna be optimal the cooler they are, right? That's why long ash can be important. It's not like the most dramatic thing, but it certainly can keep the smoke a little bit cooler. So. Cedar, cream, salt, white pepper, and that violet floral.
Almost there. We taking our time too.
So that vanilla progressed. The cedar's still there. The creaminess it's a dream. The Baker spices are a little more accentuated. There's still some floral there, although I don't know if I describe it as a purple floral like I was talking about before, a violet. It's just pretty much just a generic floral note. There is salt and there is white pepper. There's also on the finish a very oaky flavor. I am getting some oak. Now I tend to do this with cigars. As they smoke, the progress, it tends to get oakier rather than cedar. But it's a phenomenal cigar. These are going in the retirement cooler. We have some left. If you want some, get some now. I don't think we'll be making this exact size again. There's also a buttery, salted butter on the palate there. So, PrivadaCigarClub.com was set up to serve you guys. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and let us serve you. That is the whole mantra of this thing, and it is my absolute pleasure to do this with and for you guys. So, hope you're enjoying everything. Johnny Taquitos, as always, thank you for your time and your expertise. Just blessed to be a part of this, and I appreciate all of you. #WeArePrivada.